little baguettes, welcome to l'Académie Équilibre, and this is the second part of CBSE's favorite exceptions. Now we've already done the masculine ones. In case you haven't watched that yet, the link is in the description box, and today we're dealing with 25 feminine exceptions. So let's get started. Now we come to feminine exceptions, which are words that don't end with E but are still considered feminine. Now, this also has a pattern that will make it easier for you to memorize, that are on or ion ending words. So, if you see a noun that ends with on, chances are it is feminine. First one, maison. Quite easy, quite common. This is one of the basic words that we need to know, and it is an exception. So, maison is your house, right? So, une maison, la maison, that means a house, the house. Ma maison, my house. Ta maison, your house. Then we have saison. That is your season. So it is une saison, la saison. Another one, question. That is your question. So it means a question and it is feminine. Again, on ending. Then this one is pretty interesting. The word exception is itself an exception. That means exception is une exception. So here it will be une exception. Then we have words like mousson, which is your monsoon. You have réduction, which is your reduction. Then another important one, profession. That is a profession. Now when we ask someone like, what is your profession? You'll notice we always say, quelle est votre profession? That is, what is your profession? Now here the quelle that we use is feminine, singulière, which means we're talking about the profession, which is on ending and is feminine. Next up, we have the word formation, that is the formation. So we say la formation. Then situation, that is a situation. Then you have réunion, that is a meeting and is feminine. Then another important one, that is chanson, a song. So it is une chanson, la chanson, and not le or un. Then we've got the word télévision, which is your television. So you'll notice we've done 12 nouns so far and they're all on ending in feminine, which means it is extremely important. You need to know that most of the time if a noun ends with on, it will be feminine. Now we come to some of the other exceptions that don't really have a pattern, but they don't end with E and are still considered feminine. Before we do that, there's one more, that is émission, which is quite important for 10th graders because you'll find this in your book too. Émission is your show, right? Like, what is your favorite show? Quelle est votre émission préférée? So the show. And you have façon, which is a way of doing something, right? So la façon. Now some other important exceptions that don't really have a pattern but are still again quite important. First one is radio, the radio. Next is photo, which is la photo, a photo. Then you'll find boom, which is a party, so it's la boom. Next you have mer, which is your sea, it is la mer. Then you have nuit, that is the night, so it's la nuit. When we say, I'll give an interesting fact, when we say bonne nuit, it means good night, we all know that, but bonne in itself tells you that it is feminine because we know the word bon and bonne exists. So bonne is for feminine and bon is for masculine. So the fact that we write bonne nuit, it means it is feminine. That's an indicator. Another one is erreur, that is an error. So this is also feminine. Now there are a few words that end with EUR. Again, second pattern, that is EUR ending words are also feminine most of the time. Some common ones that we have is couleur, that is color. So la couleur. the color. Again, we say things like, if you want to ask what is your favorite color, you'll notice we say quelle est votre couleur préférée. That is, now how do we know that this is feminine? First thing is that quelle, this is feminine. And second is we're putting two e's on préféré, which indicates your word couleur is feminine. Now, some other words that end with eur is fleur, that is your flower. So it is also feminine. Another one is peur, that is fear. So la peur, that is the fear. Or chaleur, so la chaleur as in the heat. Erreur was also part of this. So these are our main exceptions that you'll find almost everywhere, right? And once you memorize this, even the 1 mark, 2 mark that you'll mistakenly lose will not happen. So I would advise you note it down somewhere, you make a list and you try to learn it, like maybe 5 words or 10 words a day. So it will be easier for you, which is why when you're attempting questions like adjective demonstrative, possessive, right, the articles or the pronouns, the chances of you making a mistake will be very, very low. So today we did the list of exceptions that are very common in the papers that you'll find from 8th grade to 10th grade. Everyone should know these exceptions if they're going to attempt grammar section. Alright, so I hope this video helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.